takes place in 11th century England, in the city of Coventry. The lord of the city, Leofric, Earl of Mercia, had imposed heavy taxes on his people. These taxes were so burdensome that the people were writhing in poverty and misery.
Lord Leofric's wife, Lady Godiva, on the other hand, was heartbroken by the people's plight. She pleaded with her husband countless times to lower the taxes, but the hard-hearted lord refused her every time.
One day, tired of Lady Godiva's insistence, Lord Leofric presented her with a condition he thought she would never accept. If you ride naked through the streets of Coventry on your horse, then I will lift the taxes.
Leofric was sure his wife would never agree to such a humiliating offer, but he was terribly wrong. Unable to bear the suffering of her people any longer, Lady Godiva accepted her husband's terrible condition.
However, she had one request. During her ride, all the people of Coventry were to stay indoors, close their windows, and no one was to look outside. When this news spread through the city, the people felt deep respect for Lady Godiva's great sacrifice.
And the moment arrived. On the appointed day, all the shops closed, the streets emptied, and the curtains were drawn. Lady Godiva rode through the streets of Coventry on her horse, her long hair being her only covering. The entire city was enveloped in a deep silence.
The people had closed their eyes for her owner. However, according to legend, a tailor named Tom succumbed to his curiosity and secretly tried to watch her from his window.
This is why the English idiom "peeping Tom" was born, and it is believed that Tom was instantly blinded for this disrespect.
When Lady Godiva completed her honorable journey, her husband Lord Leofric was forced to keep his word and lifted the heavy taxes. Lady Godiva's incredible courage transformed her into a folk hero.
A magnificent story, isn't it? But the big question in everyone's mind, how much of this story is true?
When we examine foreign and local sources, we see that Lady Godiva and her husband Leofric were indeed historical figures who lived in the 11th century. Both were known for their philanthropy and are known to have founded a monastery in Coventry.
But wait a minute. The first written record about the naked horseback ride was penned by a monk approximately 150 years after the alleged event. This causes historians to doubt the veracity of the incident.
What's even more interesting is that the Peeping Tom character was added to the story much later in the 17th century. So it's highly likely he was just made up to make the story more colorful.
Whether true or legendary, Lady Godiva's story has been a symbol of rebellion against injustice, sacrifice, and courage for centuries. She has inspired artists, poems have been written in her name, and statues have been made. She even gave her name to a world-famous chocolate brand.
Despite being from the ruling class, she went down in history as a noble woman who stood by her people and empathized with their troubles.
Lady Godiva's story reminds us how far we can go for the values we believe in, and how even one person can change the world.
So, what do you think? Is Lady Godiva's story real, or is it a legend born from the hopes of the people? Share your thoughts with us in the comments.
And if you like historical stories like this, us, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.